Hey everybody, welcome to the channel where we talk everything Chicago Bears, Cubs. We also got some Blackhawks and maybe some Bulls in there too. Listen, if you like what you see here today, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments down below. Make sure we can all beat that YouTube algorithm and grow together. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Chicago Bears fans, welcome back, welcome back, welcome in. It is AJ, your average fan here. The Chicago Bears are signing more coaches under Ben Johnson, and I would like to go over that with you guys. So we'll just get right into it. I think that for Chicago, this is definitely a new era of Chicago football. Obviously, we need to see the results on the field, but the Bears are going out and taking this very seriously in terms of the McCaskies going out and signing, or I'm sorry, paying for quality coaches. What I'm going to do is pull up this web page over here. Uh, so the Bears did make it official and have signed Dennis Allen, the former Saints head coach. From everything I have seen so far, he is very good at developing young talent, and then on the flip side to that, he is also able to work very well with veteran players on the defensive side of the ball. Kind of gives me the Matt Eberflus vibes as far as he didn't necessarily make it as a head coach, but he's a very strong defensive mind, and he just really likes those younger players to help develop them. Which one thing that I have said basically since the end of the season is I would like to see Tyreek Stevenson hit a reset button and be able to get back into that right frame of mind because he should be a very strong player on the opposing side of the field to Jalen Johnson, and Dennis Allen can certainly help with that. And then the other things that I'm looking at, his coaching staff so far, defensive coordinator Dennis Allen, which just came on, offensive coordinator David Shaw, quarterbacks coach TJ Barrett, wide receiver coach Antoine Randall L, and defensive passing game coordinator Al Harris. Al Harris, I actually like that one a lot as well. Al Harris, he played in Green Bay for a long time, and he was always just an absolute menace to Bears offenses. Obviously, he knows a lot about the game. Seeing him to help our DBs on that defensive side of the ball for the passing game, I love that. He should be able to tighten up those one-on-one coverages. He should be able to make zone coverages that make a whole lot of sense, so that we're not leaving people, open over, the middle of the field. I like it a lot. And, the quarterbacks coach, TJ Barrett, I like that one too. Wide receivers coach, Antoine Randall L. So far, what the Bears are doing shows to me that they are really they're putting their confidence into Ben Johnson to make his decisions on what he wants for coaches, and the brass is really actually taking this as an opportunity to be the hands-off approach. They're really just leaving it up to the head coach. They're leaving it up to Ryan Poles, and I think that is great. This is something that we haven't seen, at least in my lifetime. I'm 28 years old. I've never really seen the Bears brass be this hands off with a coaching process ever, at least that I can remember. I feel like that as long as they're allowing Ben Johnson to do what Ben Johnson thinks is right, we'll obviously have to see how that all plays out as far as how they're ready to go week one, week 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. You're going to have to evaluate this over the next year or two. But again, the difference there being that the Bears brass just really finally taking a hands-off approach. They're letting the people underneath them do their jobs. Uh, you know, the Bears are really starting to step out of a comfort zone. And I want to also elaborate on this because I had a comment on my previous video. I had made the comment that Matt Nagy was a safe choice, and somebody had commented that he was in fact not a safe choice, which if you look at obviously taking a chance on a rookie head coach, yes, that is a very unsafe choice. But what I mean by safe choice is that the Bears brass really loves to have control over every situation that happens in Hallis Hall from the top down. And really that in the way that modern football works, you just can't do that. And you got to be able to let your GM and your president of football operations do their job. And when you're not doing that, you get situations like Eberflus and Matt Nagy. And what I meant by they were a safe choice is that they were somebody that wouldn't step on anybody's toes up in Hallis Hall. They wouldn't make anybody uncomfortable. They were very laxed with media. They wouldn't really, get fired up. They would basically just do what the Bears brass told them to do instead of doing what was right for the team in order to get wins, make playoff appearances, potentially go to a Super Bowl. That is what I meant when I said that Nagy was a safe choice. And I think that that goes for the entire coaching staff from the head coach all the way down. I think that the Bears have always had to have their hand in the cookie jar, so to speak. They've always had to have control over the types of personalities that were in the building. And now I think that they're turning that over to Ryan Poles and the head coach again, which is something that I don't believe that I've ever seen in my lifetime. Maybe some of you older, subscribers to the channel, maybe you guys have seen that before, like 85 and Mike Ditka, like that kind of era. But really, I think the last person that I saw that was really against the grain would probably be Lovie Smith, and obviously, he got fired after going 10-6, he made the postseason. He lost the Packers in the NFC Championship game that year. So, if you look at the Bears' history and them going from always relatively safe options, someone who would just kind of fall in line, take their orders, do what they're told to do. I think that the Bears are finally starting to head into that direction where they're looking at it as we're just going to sign the paychecks, whatever the president of baseball operations or baseball operations, wow, president of football operations and the general manager, they will make those decisions. And also by extension, Ben Johnson, since he's the one hiring out the rest of this staff. What I've seen so far is that Ben Johnson is going with people that have experience. They're especially with Dennis Allen, because since he has previously been a head coach, he could really lean on Dennis Allen a little bit in terms of things that can and can't be done. He can bounce things off of him that fall within that head coaching role. So that will kind of help him develop a little bit too. But then again, like I said, just to get somebody that has been there and done that in Dennis Allen really helps the Chicago Bears and definitely their defense. Again, with Al Harris, I like that one too. With his experience and his coaching level, I think that that's really good for the defensive backs. I think that the way that they're setting up the offensive-minded coaches so far looks really good to me. I just like that the Bears are finally going in a direction that we have not seen before. Again, I can't say it enough. I think that Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles are really taking this seriously. I understand that, that first year for Warren to be in the building, he kind of needs to get a feel for how the Chicago Bears work and get used to that system, and that can take upwards of a year. So I think that's why we saw last year that he just kind of let Ryan Poles just make the decisions that he needed to in terms of, Shane Waldron and keeping Eberflus. I think that after a year, I think that's when Warren finally said, we could do better, so we will do better, and that's what we're seeing now. We saw it with the firing of Waldron, then Eberflus, and now they went out and got Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson looks to be filling out a pretty star-studded staff so far. So Bears fans, we will see what happens with the rest of this offseason and how this staff gets built. But you leave your comments down there in the comments section. Let me know what you guys think about the hires so far from Ben Johnson? And also, do you believe that Mr. Warren and Poles are finally turning the Bears into the right direction in terms of how the Bears organization thinks about football? Do you think that they are starting to catch up to modern times and how a modern football team should be ran? You let me know that down in the comments section. And as always, Bears fans, you guys take care, and I will catch you guys in the next one.